presented by Scott Credit Union. Your St. Louis
Fan Report. Aloha and welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I am Guy, the Y Blues fan, and this is it. This is the show. This is the games that we have been talking about. The back-to-back home and homes against two of the contenders in the NHL. St. Louis Blues will be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning at home. And believe it or not, in their existence, Tampa has only won 4 games in St. Louis. This bodes well for the Blues. However, COVID has struck. This when you thought it was safe to go back to the arena and get a full lineup. COVID is here. That's right. Tyler Bozak has been hit with COVID. Kind of worries me because he's got little kids, right? I think he's got smaller kids. But, you know, that's just kind of what it is. It's part of our world now. We have to deal with COVID. And we're going to have to get through it. The other thing that's going to happen today, and this is going to piss so many people off, this game is only on ESPN Plus and Hulu. The last game that was on ESPN Plus, a lot of people couldn't get the game. Game didn't start until a minute and a half in. It was not very well done. And a lot of things were going on. Okay, let me get some things taken care of. First, we got Chris Shockley here saying one of the best teams in town and no one at the game. Miami is a pit of, well, the game's in St. Louis, Chris. So I don't think anybody would be in town. I have E here. Brad Pond saying, is COVID safe? Asking where Ashley is. Well, she's here with me now. Clint Bleckley saying, hi, appreciate it, Clint. We're here. No, we're doing a show 15 minutes earlier today. There's a lot to talk about. They're going with the 7 defensemen, 11 forwards. And I can't understand why Wallman, and I know this is bad. Oh, he's watching Florida versus Washington. Okay. Sorry, Chris. Well, Florida, that's down there in Miami, I mean, they just don't. That's why I have a feeling Florida is one of the teams that will end up moving as good as they are, and especially having the Caps in town to see, that's pretty bad. Jill Eilis, I don't think I've seen her before. Jill, welcome. Right? Trying to get more groups, more people involved. This is your pregame show. Your comments are just as important as ours, right?
Exactly.
Right? That's why I get so scatterbrained, huh? Because I want to get everybody involved. I want their opinions. I want their facts. I want their knowledge.
I mean, it makes the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
It totally dictates where we go.
Yeah, it does. It does dictate where we go. We put a plan in place and almost never follow it.
Exactly, and I love it.
Well, you got to admit, we did a pretty good job yesterday.
Yes, yesterday we stayed pretty much. I mean, it was a little rigid, but we did good.
No, it wasn't rigid. We stayed with what people were talking about. We got on topics yesterday that everybody wanted to talk about, and that's what I think helped it out. It was the topics people wanted to talk about, and because of that, we were able to keep things going. Yes, I did see that, Marianne. I didn't put that in the thing. That's something we're going to talk about. You kind of felt this was coming. So the NHL put out a notice to all the teams saying cancel all your holiday plans, cancel your autograph sessions and all of that to allow for this COVID to kind of go away, right? To control it a little bit. And I see that, right? It's not a bubble situation. It's not a non-travel situation or a limited travel situation. They're asking, and they're not telling players that you can't do things with your families and that. They're saying limited.
They're saying to maintain it, really, to be mindful of it.
Yeah, be mindful of it. Great choice. My therapist loves that, by the way. Yeah. Devin Dayton's asking, how important are the next 2 games for the Blues? Both your opinions. It's not, for me, it's not the next 2, it's the next 4. And you need 5 points. Bare minimum. bare minimum, you need 5 points, if not more. And here's the thing. Tampa isn't even starting their number one goaltender tonight. They don't even look at the Blues as a threat.
I'm excited to see our old friend Brian Elliott.
Oh, I am too, but I'd rather see Vasilevsky here. We'll
probably see him in the next game. They're probably
in Tampa, right? So they're actually setting. They're actually setting the table for this. And Marianne brings up a good question. And Marianne, right now, I see players going to the Olympics. I don't see it not happening. Right, Buckley. I think if I remember right, Clint's one of the Blues Warriors, and he's asking who are the Blues going to be okay without Bozak? Actually, I think they are. You're missing a pest in him, but I think Logan Brown can fill that role.
I think that Joshua also can be pesty-like. The thing that we're going to miss is his obvious experience. He's very gritty and able to get in the corners very well, but I think that they will be fine. He'll be missed, but he's not like the most important player on the team. Makes sense.
I'm with you. And not only that, see, you can't look at Logan Brown as a rookie because he's really not.
No, he's not.
Right? I mean, I know he doesn't have enough games to be a rookie, right? He doesn't have the games, but he's not. He's got NHL experience. He's got style. Actually, Jose, Bozak wasn't that great in the faceoff circle.
Actually, Joshua's one more.
Yeah, Joshua's a little better there. I look forward to seeing Joshua. Perron is day by day. He is skating. Skated yesterday. He did not skate today in the optional. But he is skating. He's day by day. I could see him being back. I don't see him making the trip, but I see him being back by Florida. By the back end of the home and home against Florida. I could see him being back. Then again, I could still see him taking the trip.
I could see him taking the trip too.
So that one could go a few different ways. Tonight, the Blues need to do what they did against Columbus. And it's not now they did something to Columbus that really surprised me, but they kind of lured him into a false sense of security, but not on purpose. Right? They just did not come out of the first ready for what they were going to get against them. Right? And actually, I don't know how much they played against their youth because there's a pretty good age separation between them.
Yeah, I think that Brown's dad coached the team that Patty played on, then he happened to be there for the photo. I don't believe they played against each other or with each other.
I do know that Jeff Brown is at the game. I reached out to Jeff. That's why, I kind of was hoping that he would do something with us, but he really can't. He's kind of connected to the alumni right now, and as much as the alumni want to help me, they have to follow Blues rules. So that's where we're at there. For me, everything that's going to happen tonight is what's going to carry over. First of all, when I saw that stat, I almost dropped my jaw. Tampa Bay has been an incredible team for years. They're 4-14-2 in St. Louis. that right there, I just like.
Well, the last time we played them, we beat them.
Yeah, we beat them 5-4 in Tampa. Right? And then I know we beat them in St. Louis the last time, too. The last time we played an overtime game, that was the catalyst game. That was the absolute catalyst game. Brad, the only way you can watch this game, guys, you have to understand something with ESPN Plus. In certain areas, they used to allow sharing, right? You could put out and have, if I have more than one ESPN Plus, it shuts one of them down. You have to go to ESPN Plus. You have to have Hulu. They do a 7-game free trial, right? If you just want to watch the game, sign up for the free trial. After that, you get charged $7 a month. can afford it, great. If you can't, that's great too. You got to understand it. Or you can watch this show on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll tell you what's going on. We'll give you our honest opinion. Bennington is in the starters net. No. Well, if you want to know when Hughes starting, just watch the beginning of the show. And come on, the Who's in Goal is not a bad song.
You really need to pick a more modern tune to parody.
Yeah, I know. I know
You like
said
that classic rock, and that's just not going to get people pumped up.
Well, I know. Well, my singing's not going to get them pumped up. So
your singing can be ignored if you choose the right tune.
Okay. Well, I will try and be a Melody Martin. She is much better at it than me. But maybe I'll try it. Yeah, Tanner, you got it right. There you go. Tanner said it. Right.
Well, then we got to make you hip, old and hip.
Yeah, I guess. Hipster, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe do something to Taylor Swift's haters gonna hate. Players gonna play. Me, I'm just gonna score goals.
I like it.
Oh man, I'm bad.
You don't want that. No, not at all.
Yeah. Oh, see, I got people commenting today.
No Taylor.
Oh, no on Taylor. No Taylor Swift. You said to do a Tarasenko one for the fancy. Like, I'd have to really think about that one.
I actually have half a song for it.
Oh, you got to send it to me. I can come up with something.
I'll have to write it down, but I was singing it with the kids. They were laughing their asses off at me.
Something with the Russians,
yeah.
With Barbashev. Well, I mean, that's a good point to kind of get into. Let's talk about our Russians right now. Mm-hmm. We have 4 of them. Unfortunately, Kostin is on LTIR. Well, actually, I think he's on something like LTIR. I don't think he's actually on LTIR, but he's on something that gives us some cap relief. That's why we were able to bring Brown in. I also think that they're going to put Neil on LTIR. Mm-hmm. I see Neil getting waived, right? I see Neil getting put on waivers to be released. To be honestly, that was the song "Party in the USSR." It wasn't "Party in the USSR." Back in the USSR by the Beatles, right? And that's something. I see you back there.
He sees you, Al.
Just letting her know I see her. Now she gets scared and runs away.
No, she waved and then she ran away. She got your attention and then she left.
Yep, there you go. There's their typical female.
Hey now.
Gone. Thought she liked me. No.
She does. She does. She comes over and says hi every show.
What a great kid. We love you, Ashley. Right? Or no.
That's Allie.
Allie, yeah. You named them all with A's, didn't you?
Nope. Allie, Addison, and Leia.
But Leia, with the
it's
the
not.
A
It doesn't start with an A.
No, but the A is the primary syllable.
Not really. Oh.
Leia. Yeah, no, it's the A. You may not spell it that way, but it's the.
Well, Randy's argument was that he had his son Lucas, so he had his Luke. I needed to give him his Leia, and that's how she got her name.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, is he a big ass kid? I thought I was a big kid. Yeah, I'm not much better. Mine are Aya and Maya. I just added an M. We just added an M to the second one's name, and there you go. So I'm not much better. So let's get back into, boy, is this show digressing fast. Oh, the fun of this show. As we come up, as we face the Lightning today, this is a team that is actually, we may have caught them at the right time, right? Oh, they don't like it, the big green E. Sam doesn't like the big green E. Why not, Sam? Right? I thought that was a good nickname for it. But what do you think, Ashley? You like the Big Green E?
I mean, it's all right. I'm not for or against it.
Curtis Joseph, yeah, I get to name a kid Curtis Joseph. Yeah, that's a good one too. Well, or naming your dog Butcher. Enterprise Center, Big Green E. It's got that big old green E on it, right at the front of Enterprise. They use that big green E. Hey, Wendy's out there. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? I'll tell you one thing. We're at the 25% mark of the NHL, and you have your contenders, you have your pretenders, and you have your dumpster fires. And you got some pretty bad dumpster fires right now, and it's fun to watch them, right? It's really fun to watch them play. I think a couple of them are going to come out of dumpster fire and be also rans, but oh my goodness,
Oh,
I like
Shockley.
that. Oh, Shockley, you love me. I know it. Oh my goodness. And as we digress even more, they've got Braden Point out. Braden Point has been a Blues killer.
Yes, he has.
Right? They have Kucherov out. He's out. It is Kucherov that's out, right?
I thought it was.
If I can pull it quick. Okay, so their injuries. They have Eric Cernak out with an upper body injury. He's week to week. Matthew Joseph, lower body injury day to day. Nikita Kucherov is out with, he underwent a successful surgical procedure. He's out 8 to 10 weeks. He's been out for 17 games. Braden Point is out with an upper body injury, out 4 to 6 weeks. And Gurmail Smith is out indefinitely, 20 games. I mean, so they've got two big names, big guys that have been Blues killers out. But they still have Stamkos, and Stamkos can put a thorn in your side. They also have Maroon, right? Now, Maroon, and maybe you guys think he does, maybe he doesn't. Maroon has a bone to chew, right? Isn't that the old statement?
Yeah, that's a statement, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. What is his bone to chew?
Because after they win the cup, the Blues wouldn't pay him nothing. I mean, he wouldn't pay him what he was worth. Wouldn't pay him. That let him go. I mean, he walks away. I mean, he ended up walking into a great situation in Tampa. Mm-hmm. But still, that the guy earned a paycheck with St. Louis, right? I know they decided to go with a little bit of youth, but man, I think if we'd have kept Maroon, that's the biggest thing that we've lost since the Cup is Maroon's tenacity. We don't have it, bone to pick. That's what I was trying to come up with. We don't have that tenacity, right? And Clifford was supposed to bring it, and where's Clifford at? He's in Toronto, and I haven't even heard his name mentioned once.
He just got brought up whenever Toronto was playing the Kings. He was in the minor leagues for 4 games.
There you go, down in the minors, and then Joshua was supposed to bring some of it, but he hasn't had the chance to really prove it. He got some, but he doesn't have Maroon's experience, right? And that's the thing that you can't. I mean, those guys it takes time to get that experience. Maroon knew who to mess with, and had that what do you call it? The moxie and the time and service to be able to do it, right? I remember there's a thing out on the internet, and maybe you've seen it. It's from Detroit. I think it was from Brendan Shanahan that tells this story, and I think he told it either to the Strick and Cam podcast or the Barstool Sports, but he talks about Sean Avery being very young, a young punk. Well, he was an old punk too, but Sean Avery. Well, hey man, we hope you can, and hopefully it heals a lot better than my wrist did. Sean Avery being on Detroit, and they were playing the Avalanche, and he goes to say something to Joe Sakic. And, Sakic was royalty at this time, right? Joe Sakic was royalty. And Bo grabs him by the collar and sits him down and says, "You don't talk to Mr. Sakic." Right? He didn't have, Avery didn't have the time and service, didn't have the respect yet to talk and be that guy. Well, that's the same thing with both Logan and Joshua. They don't have that yet. They don't have that respect enough to go after guys. Now, like Joshua last season tried to go after Reeves, and then it ended up being somebody else, right? Like the guy, somebody else in the team said, "Oh no, you're not in that league yet, kid." Right? And that's the issue we have. We have two guys that could possibly stir the pot. They just don't have the experience yet or the respect yet to stir that pot, if that makes any sense.
It does, but I don't think Maroon's going to care. If either one of them are willing to tango, he'll tango.
I do think that. I do think that Maroon would do that, but Maroon's not going to tangle with one of those, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Right? You know who Maroon's going to tangle with?
Shen.
Shen. Shen I would try and take out. Parashinko I would try and take out. Thomas I would try and mess with. Those are the guys. And we're seeing right now, a gelling of this team. Right? We saw, that's what I saw in Columbus, or, in the last game against Columbus. More than anything else, I saw a gelling start to happen in that second period. I saw a Tarashenko who decided to take over the play in the first minute of the period, get 2 to 3 guys on him, leave Buchnevich. Oh, I said it right. Buchnevich. Leave Buchnevich wide open in front of the net for an easy tap-in goal, right? That right there was that understanding of where everybody was going to be. And then you look, 8 points between Parashinko, Barbashev, and Buchnevich, right? I'm sorry, that's gelling. And then you add 3 more points from Thomas, right? Now just give Kyrou and Shin and O'Reilly just a little bit of that moxie. That
Kyrou scored a goal that game, so he already had some of that moxie.
Yeah, but Kyrou also messed up on a couple of plays too later in the game.
He did.
I mean, it was later in the game, and you didn't want to show up the team. So I think that had something to do with it, but you still have that going into it. I want to see that moxie tonight. And look, it is impossible to show that moxie for 60 minutes. Mm-hmm. I get that. I get it. I want him to show it at the right times. Right? I want him to be Jamie Tart. Right? And wait for the signal. And yes, I just threw another Ted Lasso reference in there. And I know you haven't seen it. You got it. It's worth let me just say this. There are 2 series on there that are worth the monthly fee. Right? Ted Lasso is one. It's got 2 seasons, 22 episodes. And there's a new one, especially if you're a little bit older like me and love 80s, called Acapulco. If you were a fan of the movie How to Be a Latin Lover, this is like using the characters in that, go back in the 80s, and it's really neat. It's a neat show. But Ted Lasso, Jamie was this, arrogant guy that the coach Lasso had gotten to not be so arrogant. Well, because he wasn't so arrogant, it made him more of an average player than an exceptional player, right? What he needed to be able to do was at the right time once he got a signal, to go back to that player that aggravated and messed with things and did it. And you know, okay, guys, forgive me, but the signal was this. Right? Yeah. I only have one hand. I see how bad it is. I can't even flip the bird with my left hand. But that's what the Blues need tonight. They need to signal. They need to hold them back. They need to play their game, and then when it's right, when it's right, go out there and get Maroon aggravated, get Stamkos aggravated, get pucks in on Elliott. Let Elliott know that we let you go for a right. We let you go for a reason. We weren't getting a cup with you, and we're going to show you that. I mean, that's the attitude, that swagger that you need, and you need it at the right time. I think I'm right here. I think I'm on a very good premise with what I think the Blues need to play. And if they play that way, I actually think that what they've tried to do is play the perfect game, and it's not out there. It doesn't exist.
The perfect game has the ability to adapt. They don't.
And that's, you know, the perfect game isn't one where you score 9 goals and they don't score any. It's a game where you're able to play your game when you need to play your game. It's when you're able to score goals when you need to score goals. The last thing, yes, Elliott was the Moose from the last show, and I actually said Elliott when I meant Allen. You know, I think at one time I meant Allen, but I meant, you know, Elliott. Yes, Elliott is the Moose. Brian Elliott was traded to Calgary for a second-round pick. Mm-hmm. A draft pick. That's it. You know, this is a guy that had won awards. Him and Halleck had been the guys that had won the trophy, the Jennings Trophy, for the lowest goals against average. You know, that they had really had a really good A and B year. Hey, Tube Lubber, how you doing? Cleveland. What was that show? I can't think of it now. The Drew show. I think he was from Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Cleveland Rocks or something.
Cleveland Rocks, yeah, something like that. Drew Carey, the Drew Carey show. There we go. I'll get it here sooner or later. Mary Ann says, can you put this up? Bennington needs to give his playoff swagger tonight. Absolutely agree with that, Mary Ann. But again, I'm not looking for him to be, I want him to be that goalie, right? And what I mean by that goalie is I'm not worried about him getting a shutout. I'm not. I want him to make the saves that a Bennington should make, right? Not just the routine ones and but some of those spectacular ones that nobody should make. That's what I want to see from him, and I haven't seen that. And I really, okay, what game have we seen that from him?
There's been some, but I'll just let you go on your rant. We all know that you want to criticize Bennington, but you're free to do that.
I'm not criticizing him. This is not a criticize. This is not a critique. Well, a critique, but not criticism. Or look at it as what do you call that? Healthy criticism or whatever.
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. He is and can be, and we've seen it from him before, an elite style goalie. That's what I want to see out of him. I want him to get out of his comfort zone. And that's what I think he's been in for far too long, is his comfort zone. Right? Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. And by the way, man, we've got 11 people that have given us some love. Mm-hmm. Let's throw some shout outs here real quick. We got some love from Tanner Leanne, Jose Figueres, Jeff Hossman, Kyle Mead, Clint Buckley, John Hefner, Anthony Tony Chumbley, Devin Dayton, Joshua Ian, Brad Pond, and one more, and I can't see who it is, unfortunately. But thank you so much. Tube Weber says when Bennington's hot, he's hot. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. For me, the thing that I need tonight is Bennington to look across at that other goalie and say, I'm better than you, and I'm show it.
I'm with Shockley.
Yeah, I mean that does need to happen too. But at the same time, do you know why? Do you know why Tampa is as good as they are, or why Tampa won the President's Trophy the year they won it?
Why?
Because they knew Vasilevsky was going to make those saves when they made the mistakes. They knew it. So they could go out and they could press. They could play a little more offense. They could take teams out of their game by being offensive. And that's also, I think it was, that's the year Kucherov scored 130-something points, 140-something points. I mean, he was just out of his mind as points that year. But it was all because they trusted Vasilevsky to make the saves that nobody else can make. Right? This is why Brodeur was so good, because the teams trusted him to make those saves that nobody else could make. We saw in 19 Bennington make those saves. Saw some of that during the 1920 season.
You see, the whole point, though, like the thing that gets me to argue with you on this is, yes, they should be able to trust Bennington to come up big when they make the mistake. But they should be trying not to make the mistake to have that happen to begin with. Yes, mistakes happen, but when they're happening in habit, it's not just a mistake. There's something wrong with that defense, and that's what's going on this season. Our defense isn't strong enough, and they're depending too much on Bennington, but they don't do that to Husso.
No, well, I mean, yeah, Husso, the first couple of games, they played very, very strong in front of Husso. Mm-hmm. Very strong. They have backed off of that a little bit, right? This last game, Husso had to make some amazing saves, right? I mean, he got hung out to dry a couple of times.
And that's when he lets in 3 goals, and people also bring that up, that luckily we scored enough to beat them for the 3 goals not to matter. But when your defense isn't playing well, you're going to have higher goals against, and you have to have the better offense to outnumber that. And so
I'll be okay. Leaving dudes alone in front of the net isn't a mistake. It's crap. And Chris, I agree with you there. Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree with you there. And I love the new producer mode. The fact that you can show this stuff up so I can talk
I do like it. I do like it. I'm just trying to get your cues right, because sometimes I put them up and you're not quite ready for me to.
Well, it doesn't matter. When you put them up, if I see them, I see them. If I don't, I don't. But we're learning each other, and that's what's... But see, that's the thing that the Blues are doing also. They're learning each other.
Exactly.
And as they get better at learning each other, they're going to be a better team. Mm-hmm. I absolutely believe that. And they need to, because there's somebody in the rearview mirror. There's a Meatloaf song out called Objects in the Rearview Mirror Closer Than They Appear. Mm-hmm. There's an object in the rearview mirror that is a lot closer than it appears.
Exactly. I know Colorado is coming up very fast. They have 3 games in hand, and I think it'll be 4 after tonight.
Right? And you have got to get that separation, and it's not there. No Stamkos tonight. Wow. Kyle's putting that one up. Got to be healthy and together, though. You know what? I'm gonna throw something out here, Chris. No, you don't.
This team has enough depth to handle people with injury.
This team is deep. This team is deep. There's 3 scoring lines on this team. Even tonight, I see 3 scoring lines on this team. Okay? The team is deep. It doesn't matter. Guys have to step up. Guys have to get to the next level. I was watching the pregame with Vitali and Chris Harabe, and I actually know Harabe a little bit from 16. I'm going to try and send him something, see if I can get him to come on a show on an off day. But, excuse me. My GERD just took
I
off on
understand,
me.
man.
I apologize. But guys have to step up. Guys have to be better. Because every single team in the league right now is dealing injuries and COVID and the salary cap.
Yep.
All of them. The teams that aren't are the teams that are the dumpster fires. Mm-hmm. Right? Plain and simple. The teams that don't have salary cap concerns are the dumpster fires. Right? And now look at San Jose. San Jose could get a very good player back, but they're saying no. They waived him, right? And they're basically either going to trade him or release him. They told him, I think they've told him not to report to the Barracuda. So they don't even want him anywhere. They don't want Evander Kane anywhere near them, right? The days of these players, these players being bigger than the team are gone, right? They're gone. They're going by the wayside. And Kane is a dumpster fire in himself, of himself. So that's nothing I can't get around. Chris Shockley says, but to gel and get cohesive, you've got to be healthy and together. Right now, just throwing good players out, they don't have any time to know where the others will be. I disagree with that. I understand what you're saying, Chris, but I disagree with that. Let's go Maroon. Oh, Andrew Joseph Vitale. Well, Andrew, I got to ask you this. Does Maroon throw the gloves down tonight? And if so, with who? There's the question. There's our poll question. We're going to ask this. Does Maroon drop the gloves? And if he does so, with who? I say no. But if he does, I think it's going to be Ron Dunn. Hey, Dunn, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for the love and support. Andrew says, no, I don't think so. If he does, it's going to be somebody along the lines of Shen or
I don't really see Shen
Thomas.
going for it today because of his injury. He's still dealing with that. He's trying to play through. I don't even think Thomas, but Bortuzzo might step up.
Do we also bite Maroon? Oh, my goodness. No, we don't bite Maroon, Chris. Bortuzzo. I could see Bortuzzo, but Bortuzzo's going to be in that
Forward position tonight,
so that may take that away a little bit. Nobody gives a stinky mitt to a couple. That I can see. That I can see the stinky mitt. Or better yet, I could see the you guys are effed now. Right? Right? I could see that. I mean, look, I know he loves St. Louis. I get it. I know he does, but he comes here. Does Maroon score is the question. That I don't think so. Right?
He might get an assist. I hear he's been doing pretty well lately. I think he's had 3 points in his last 5 games.
Yeah, okay. That could happen. Did Marchand say Brady is tasty?
Did Marchand lick Brady?
That wasn't Marchand. That was
it was
Lemieux. Yeah. No, I could see him get a point. I don't see him getting a goal.
Yeah, I don't see him scoring.
And by the way, he asked you, I think, what do you think of the rumors of Kane signing with the Blues? That doesn't happen.
No, not at all.
Not at all. This is no.
We don't need any more forwards anyway. So even if we wanted to take on that dumpster fire, we don't have the room.
No, well, yeah, we don't have salary. We don't have the salary because anyone who signs him has to sign him at his current salary level. Because I don't think he'll be bought out. I don't think he's going to get bought out.
They might to release him. They might have no other choice. They might have to either buy him out or allow him to go.
Yeah, Marianne, I agree with you. I don't want him either. Yeah, did Marchand tell Lemieux that Brady is tasty? Possible. I don't think Marchand ever took well, maybe he licked Brady at one time.
I don't think he licked Brady.
Yeah, he probably
I don't think
didn't,
it was Brady.
Maybe he just thought, maybe Marchand just thought Kachucks are tasty. Oh, taste the Kachuk. Kachucky Charms.
That one's good. That one's good.
Oh my goodness! Boy, this show is digressing quickly.
Well, this is what happens when you get us in a 45-minute thing.
No, you know what? But today we needed a 45-minute show.
Yes, we did.
I think we've covered a lot of good stuff. And here's something else. We got to wonder: do the Blues make the playoffs this year? Absolutely. I think they do. Okay, so I want to watch on ESPN Plus. I'm trying to. It looks like the game might be up now. It looks like they might have somewhat of a pregame. This is the one thing with them that I don't like. I came in here on this. Right. Well, now they're showing just the. Oh, that's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see it, but they had shown like they had Gloria and Stanley Cup champs and that in the background. So really interesting. The background that they said Sharks would have to take part of the salary and maybe draft picks. Yeah, I did see that, and I do think that is going to happen. I just don't know who wants it. I'll tell you what, the team that wants him has got to be a dumpster fire team, right? Because you got to have a team that's not going to expect anything out of him. And then there's always a chance he could get suspended again. He made comments about his ex-wife that really could it bordered, to me, the comments bordered on emotional abuse.
I don't know if he'll actually be acted on for those comments, though, considering all the things that she said about him. That's a heated dispute that I don't think the NHL wants any part of. So
they don't. However, they've already sat there and come down on him. Well, what they came down on him for was the COVID thing, saying that he got the COVID shot when he didn't. So that's what they came down on him for. I just don't know. It's the Kane thing and all of that. No, it was not betting.
No, it was the forgery of a COVID vaccination.
Yeah, because they released a report saying that they could not find any instance of him betting on a game. And if he did bet on games, he did it through a proxy.
Yeah.
And they're never going to find it. That's just an obvious thing. And I don't look, I think something that has happened and the NHL is going to have to look at this some way, shape, or form. You can't have a team in Vegas and not expect your guys to go to casinos. Right? Now, you can tell them that they can play certain games, but they're actually if you're in the NHL, you are not allowed to go to a casino. But these guys stay in casinos. Right? When I went to the game in 2017, I stayed at the Aria, and that's where the Blues stayed. I stayed there because I knew that that's where they were staying, right, and trying to run into them. I actually saw Colton Parayko, but he had like a hoodie on. He was trying to like sleek out, so he was going to meet somebody, and I didn't want to bother him.
Yeah.
So I knew who he was.
Jose has a great point here, except I don't see him going to any Canadian teams due to his vaccination issue.
Yeah,
I don't think any of them want to touch him. Maybe the Islanders would take that up, but
I don't think they have the cap space.
I don't think so either.
Because they were looking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Ashley. They were looking at Tarasenko, and one of the issues is cap space with Tarasenko.
I think that his best bet might be Arizona, but even I don't think they want to touch him either.
I think Arizona is his. Well, Arizona's a good bet, and the other one, and I know this is Florida, right?
I don't think they have the cap space either. I mean, it would really depend on how much San Jose retains.
Yeah, but see, with Florida, they need that draw, right? Because like we heard earlier, no one in the stands, right? And they need a draw like Kane would put that in there, because wouldn't a Sharks need to pick up a good salary? Well, they're going to pick up a lot of salary, but if you're up against the cap now, you have to give up whatever part of the salary they don't take. So that's where the cap comes into matter. What do you need my help with, Marianne? Make it quick, because we only got a few minutes. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yes, that is a good one. The only problem is he can't play the Canadian teams, and you have 3 Canadian teams in your division. That's a lot of games that you're not getting them to play for. Right? No, actually, there should be 2. And the top one is not Spanish. The bottom one is Spanish. And let me make sure that I'm not getting it in Spanish. Oh, and I lost my feed. Hold on a second. I have it here. It's playing, but I can't hear it. No, I have it in English. So on there, you have to do it. There's 2. It'll show you 2. The top one is English. the bottom one is Spanish. And it looks kind of weird because
Yeah.
it looks like the top one is Spanish the way it's set. It's actually the bottom one is Spanish, the top one is English.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She got it. So now I got to see if I can get. Now I've got to go all the way back out. So what I have is I have my TV Bluetooth to my soundboard so I can hear it in my ears. But for some reason, my soundboard and TV have decided not to play together. Oh, I got to go back and do this and make play together. Oh my goodness. So is Kane banned from playing in Canada, or is it just his vaccination status? His vaccination status. He's not banned from playing in Canada, but in order to play in Canada, he has to be vaccinated. He has to be vaccinated. And they're not going to they're not going to let him be vaccinated. He's going to have the team with him to get vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Right? It's not going to be, hey guys, here's my card. No, the team will have to vaccinate him. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's going to have to happen. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. At least in my eyes, I can't see it. Oh, well, here we go.
A lot of Maroons in town, so it's going to be nice.
Your captain, Steven Stamkos, he was with the team, left you guys to go back to be with his wife, who's expecting their second child. What did he say to the boys? What was his message before he left?
I think he had to get on a plane real quick, but I think, it's important to get home to see family. And I just want to wish Stammer good luck and Sandra, and hopefully they'll be holding a little baby today.
And what's the key to beating the Blues?
I think this, obviously, we know who's on the lineup right now, so I think it's just very North hockey, very simple hockey, and it all comes down to work ethic. Just got to have a good work ethic tonight. Good things will happen for us.
God, I love him. I love him. He is, yep, and well, his wife is expecting, and it sounds like she's about to pop, so that's why he took off. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to the next 4 games. I think that they're really going to be big on what happens and what the Blue. I think that they will determine. I know it's still semi-early, but I think it's going to determine what the Blues are going to do in the coming weeks.
I think it'll be a good indication.
Right? Yeah, I really do. I don't know. I don't think so. I guess Benji is doing a Spanish telecast for the Cardinals now.
That's so awesome.
Apparently, the Cardinals have a very strong Spanish following right now, and they're like, you would think the teams that are in California, Arizona, Florida would have. The Cardinals are actually like number 3 in Spanish broadcast, right?
That's so cool.
Yep. Okay. Well, it's just about game time. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay.
Well, I can't wait to see you guys all on the. So one thing, if you are watching me on All Blues Everything, you are not going to get the intermission shows or the post game. Look for Guy Benson on Facebook and follow me there. That is the only way you're going to get the intermissions. Might have an intermission since it'll be a little bit bigger of an intermission. So we'll see what happens. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues French for Ashley Slapshot Jones saying aloha, mahalo, and we'll see you all on the intermission. Yo.